Hi, my name is Abby Santos. I am the freshman rep for Bufsa. I'm super excited to be a part of Isa.
Hi, I'm Frederick Kando.
I'm Jana.
Hi, my name is Caele.
I'm Lance.
Hi guys, I'm Nika. I'm a senior.
I'm Rachel.
Hello, my name is Maya.
Hello, my name is Rosie Reyes.
Hello, my name is Abby.
Hi, I am Constante Pollard.
Hi, my name is Julia.
I am Antonella.
Hi guys, I'm Miguel.
I want to be a part of Isa because when I first came onto campus last semester, I felt pretty lost because I was in a new environment, and then I saw Bufsa at a table at Splash, and then I felt like I found my home. And I just want to be a part of this organization just because there's so many people that I could call like my family here, and it's just a lot of fun, and I want to show other people my culture.
Firstly, I enjoy dancing, and I love repping the Philippines. But yeah, mostly it's because I enjoy the time I spend with like other members, especially during practice, because it's like valuable bonding time among us, and I really cherish that.
I'd say the community, like the way we're all a group working towards this big performance at the end where we get to finally show off like all of our hard work. And to me, I think that's going to be pretty rewarding.
Just learning everyone's dances, having fun. We've been doing a lot of practices, and during breaks, like, we get to talk to everyone and we get to eat. So that's where everyone really gets to bond, and that's been really fun, like, aside from rehearsing.
It gives me pretty good cardio, but at the same time, I like being with the people and going out for lunch. It's just a nice experience overall.
For me, turning points, it's like trying to find your way, and I think it really applies to me, and I know a lot of other people as well, like especially coming into college for the first time. It's like a new turning point in your life because you've gone from being at home to living in a new place and on your own, and becoming more independent and figuring out how to live by yourself at college. So that's a big turning point that happened in my life recently, so this theme for this Isa was really close to my heart.
I feel like this is a big turning point for me, where I'm just trying to like show more of myself to the world and be with a lot of other Filipinos and be part of like a whole group. And I think the theme of turning points just represents that.
I think for me it's like regardless of how far I am away from home, like it just made me realize that there's like a piece of home here too, if that makes any sense. Yeah, like Bufsa brings home to me. Yeah.
So the theme Turning Points was actually the theme for Philippine American History Month last October. So we took inspiration from that because we're celebrating its 20th year. So during the past 20 years of Bufsa and Isa, there's been a lot of turning points. And also, most of us are approaching our 20s or are in our 20s or are 20. And so we wanted to explore that time when this is a time in our lives that have a lot of turning points, and we just wanted to explore that and share the experiences that we have as Filipino Americans in this day and age, and the turning points that we have in college.
Turning points to me, it means change, it means growth, it means like a moment where I believe like you've been put down to your lowest, mentally, physically, whatever, and moving past it, you're never the same. You're a whole new person right after that said turning point, or you have a different mindset, or you have a different work ethic.
Okay.
This year's theme Turning Points makes me think about that one quote where it's like, the only thing constant in life is change. And this theme has kind of made me think about and appreciate the changes that have happened in the past and the changes to come. So, yeah.
Transformative.
Uniting.
Family?
Leg day, but that's 2 words.
For me,
It was probably all-nighter 2 years ago, the one for the year that that I helped organize. You saw it was when there were two. It was one when we finally ran through Tinikling, which I choreographed the first time. That was really cool because we hadn't done that yet until like that night. And then also seeing Sing Kill come together for the first time that night too, and seeing how proud Bianca was. That was a really fun moment. Bianca was the other co-PC.
My favorite memory involving Isa was last year when me and Casey Ramos, beloved Casey Ramos, she's another poet, and me and her were literally writing our poem the night before Isa. And it was hilarious because we're like, oh my god, why did we do this to ourselves? But in the end, it was a beautiful poem, and a lot of people really loved it, and we heard people cry, so I think it had to be done the night before.
My favorite memory would probably be last year's Isa, like just at the end of it, because like me and Erica and like our e-board have worked so hard to like create it, and then like finally being able to like perform and really enjoy like all the hard work we put into it. So yeah, just like running to the front of the stage like right after closer, I think, and then just like chanting, oh. Yeah.
I'd say my favorite Isa memory would be planning it my sophomore year when I was on e-board with a wonderful e-board full of great members: Jordan, Nell, Jack, Alex, Julia, Maya, Nika, Winston, what am I saying? Bianca. Yeah, a great e-board, and I guess working with them was my favorite part of Isa because they were all great people. And if you decide to run for e-board, you can work with a great group of people just like my e-board back then and other e-boards in the past.
I think one of my favorite memories was from sophomore year. I think it was during that time I was much more involved with a lot of the dances, so I would see the progress from the beginning of the choreo to finalizing formations during Hell Week, how much work people were doing, and it was one of those Isas where it just came together on All-Nighter. So I remember All-Nighter that year just being so full of energy at the end of All-Nighter, and us finally getting the choreo down, and then right before the alumni came, we were just so high energy and so ready to go. So that really set the tone for the Isa the next day, and eventually for the rest of the Isas that I've been in.
The first memory that comes to mind is from last year. I remember I was so excited when I saw Jobel and Sydney and the rest of Kumanta up on stage for the first time in like 3 years. I was really happy to see that come back, and it shows how much like we do as a club and the different kinds of things that we do.
One, take it easy on yourselves. Have fun when you're on stage. This is a weird form of advice, but like really like honor like the how do you say, the hardships that you go through during this show. I think how do you say, this is like in essence also a turning point for you, whether it's to be on this stage for the first time, to do these dances for the first time. Really enjoy it and really like absorb what you've learned, and absorb like the friendships and interactions that you've been able to have during these like practices, during these dances. I think it's like something very special.
Value the time that you spend with everyone during this whole process, because after you saw, you might not have a chance to spend time with those same people that you've been seeing every week and every day. And I hope that you'll come back again next year and do Kamayan and Isa again, and you know.
Don't write your poem the night before if you're doing poetry. Also, be realistic of what you can choreograph. I'm gonna self-roast right now, but Noche de Gala was a fucking disaster when I did it last year. Yeah, I'm gonna roast myself. You guys are so nice to me. You guys are like, oh, it's fine. It's like, no, it wasn't okay, and I'm really sorry I put you all through that. But yeah, I guess like if you're really nervous about choreographing, highly suggest like teaming up with somebody. I've had Constante, he's a true hero. Leo, star freshman last year. So yeah, like honestly, having another person helps a lot, especially if you never choreographed, are kind of bad at it, but are excited about it. So that's my advice.
I definitely say like plan things early and get started early, so that like during Hell Weeks things aren't as stressful. For general members, I'd say like obviously go to dance practice, not only to learn the dances but also just to like know other people in the club, and yeah, just like use it to like network with everyone, make new friends and whatnot. Not necessarily people in their like the same grade as you, but like people in different grades and whatnot.
My word of advice though for this Isa is to just enjoy yourself and put yourself out there and just put on a great show, have a good time. Don't be afraid to show your true colors out on stage.
Be prepared. It's kind of hard to anticipate what Isa is going to be like until you're actually in it. So just be ready to be there. You sign up for dancing and whatever else in Isa and you think it'll just be you show up and you're done, but it's a big commitment and it's something that really culminates at that day, and you will see kind of the magic that will happen to make it come together.
I think one piece of advice that I would have for people in the club is don't be afraid to try something new out. My freshman year, I didn't even mean to dance in Isa, or let alone like be in it. But somebody had asked me because they needed an extra person, and I said, why not? And look where we are now. 3 years later. You never know what you might find when you try something new. So do that if you want to.
This is something I really need Abby for, but what we basically do is we scoop down and then we dive into each other's arms, interlocking. It's a little cute thing we do. My favorite dance so far has to be Tek Tek, which is like, sort of like, it's a bird dance. I don't know, birds are cool. I like penguins.
Oh, okay, well my favorite dance move I think is in Julia's thing. I'm not in it, but like, it's like...
My favorite move is when we do I wanna feel the heat with somebody.
Alright.
Try to look it in the eye.
I don't know, yeah, I guess.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thanks.